And do you see this actually expanding on a much bigger platform? Drone deliveries. Is that something that you can see that can actually work in the future? You've worked with it now, specifically in rural areas. But let's say someone, well, let's say an old age home or certain really areas where you need medicine to be delivered to your front door. Is that something that we can see in the future?
Um, yeah, Joel, you can answer, but yeah, definitely. I think I'm seeing that the future of service delivery. But it will not replace the existing infrastructure because that's the fear of the community. Are you replacing the local drivers, the local service providers? We said no. We're enhancing the services, so it's going to be in combination. If, for example, the boat is not the boat driver is not accessible, then we can use the drone. So it's going to be in conjunction with the existing service delivery, because that's the fear of people. Even in all AI technology, the fear is like, are you replacing humans? And that's what we have to reassure them. No, we're not. We're actually just making sure that you are um, supported with the drone delivery services. But yeah, definitely we want to see that in the future.
And what about weather conditions? Is that something that also needs to be taken into consideration? I mean, sometimes, there are natural disasters and then drones would be effective. But what if there is rain, for instance? Would that impact the delivery of drones?
And actually, we delivered in rainy conditions, so we catch a window. There's a window that like an hour, and you can do the delivery. So yeah.
Do you see something really expanding with artificial intelligence and the rise of finding more cost effective ways for that last mile delivery? Do you see something maybe in New York City? Where there are high dense communities, do you see something like food deliveries and cosmetics? Do you see a world where we can actually work like that? Not replacing all the other methods, because let's face it, people still need and they still want a combination. Um, Tell me, Heidi, maybe you can start. What do you see the future is going to look like for the last mile delivery with drones and technology at large?
Well, actually, that was I was about to say. One of our learnings in our deliveries, like you can combine commercial and medical cargo delivery, because if you're just doing medical, it's going to be limited. The use of the drones and the cost will be a little bit exorbitant for the local community. But if you start delivering, for example, in these remote areas, documents, you know, papers, cash transfer, cash delivery, then there will be more demand for it, and there will be more interest in doing this. So, rather than just doing medicine, so it should be really in conjunction with other service delivery. Um, so basically, as you said, it's all like a 7-Eleven delivery for everything. So definitely, I think that's the future. You'll have at one point you'll deliver pizza, and at one point you'll deliver a blood product because someone is bleeding out there. So yeah.
Cost effective. I think, Heidi, you said it in beginning. It all depends on your volume so that you can minimize your costs, and also your time frames. But I mean, when you compare apples with apples, do you think that it is more cost effective to, when you've got large volumes, to use drones to deliver?
Yes, definitely. I think if we are going to compute it a longer time duration, it will be much cheaper, and drone delivery will be more reliable and more accurate, and then minimizing human errors, just because once you have that regular route programming your in your drone, then it's much more faster and more efficient. So in the end, I think it will be cost effective, but we just have to make sure that the areas that we're servicing have high demand for it and high volume to be able to offset the cost. But actually, also in terms of regulations, also the cost of the drones itself. Because if we do, we haven't. I've been proposing this project like for 5 years now, and we haven't been able to find the appropriate platform just because of the cost. Before they were just like experimental, but it's a good thing DJI was able to manufacture these bigger drones, so we were able to lower the cost. But still, the technology for a faster, cheaper drone delivery service is not there yet. I'm sure you've heard of Zipline, where they're actually doing it at the regular service delivery in Africa. But one, the area that they're servicing are small and they're landlocked, but they're expensive to operate. Just because you have to have a significant, I think, like $1 million investment from the government. So the government has to really have a good buy-in and make sure that they operate them. But for low cost service delivery, we haven't seen any drone platform services yet that can be more affordable and more acceptable the local government perspective.